Yo guys, what's going on and welcome to a new video here on the channel. Today we are joined by the man, the myth, the legend, Glurmit. Glurm bro, how are you doing?
Man, I'm doing good. Thank you for having me on the channel. I do appreciate it.
Man, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I know a lot of people who have been in our streams have been wanting us to do a collab lately, so it's really nice to finally get it done, right?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
So, Jack, Myth, and Glurmit, I think that will be a common thing now.
I mean, if people want to see it, we can make it happen again. But, you know,
of course.
we need to know. So let us know down in the comments, guys.
Exactly. Well, we spoke a little bit about Lord Vader on your channel, so now it's time to speak about the Smugglers faction.
Let's go.
So, anything you just want to start off by saying about the Smugglers faction?
It's not really about the Smugglers faction. It's more of a flex. Hope you don't mind.
It's more of a flex, yeah.
My young Han is so close to being the #1 offense and #1 speed in the game.
Well,
Okay. I had to go out there. Sorry. I had to flex. I just need to roll 2 more mods, get 5 rolls, and we're there. To be serious though, the Smuggler faction is one that in the recent years has kind of come out of nowhere. I mean, I take it you've been playing for quite a while. I've been playing for quite a while. We'll both remember that there was a long time when Smugglers wasn't really a thing. But now, you know, with Dash coming in the last 2 years, with Hondo coming last year, with Zori, who can also boost the Smugglers as well, there are actually some real possibilities for you to do some fun stuff with them.
Yeah. Man, to be honest, I have not done a lot on my Smugglers. I only got my Dash up and running, and then I got a few guys here to Relic 5 because of the Lightspeed bundle. But I think that's basically about it.
Yep. I mean, Lightspeed bundle is great for helping people get started. I just want to jump in and say I really do think Dash is a character that you just should not avoid investing in. He's needed for Profundity. He's needed for Starkiller. And his team is just so strong. Grand Arena or Territory War, it just does so much work.
Okay, well that sounds amazing. Maybe then I need to start working about trying to get my Vandal Chewy up and running, because I only have him at 4 stars at the moment in Gear 8, I think, which is really bad. And don't even get me started on my young hand bro. But yeah, I think I have some nice questions here for you regarding the Smugglers faction as a whole. So let's just start off by asking this question right here. What is the best Smugglers team comp, and what teams can they beat?
Okay, good question. So here's the thing. There's a couple of comps. One's more common, and one is one that I'm going to recommend. And the one I recommend, no one else seems to enjoy, but I'm still going to say it, right? So Dash is obviously the best lead that you can have. Then Vandal Chewy is kind of a must. L3 is really strong. And then you can run anyone between Lando, so young Lando. You could put Zori in here if you don't have resistance, but not really very common for that. Hondo is really good in here. And then you can put in like Nest. You can put in like young Lando, like I said, young Han, any of these guys. So that's kind of like the first team that you're going to be able to run. It's kind of like an entry level team. We then have the team that I recommend, which is with young Han and not Hondo. I think Hondo is good as like another cleanup character. So I like to run Dash with young Han, Vandal Chewy, and then I either run L3 and young Lando, or I run, and this is something I've been trying lately with great success, I actually run IG and Quill, which is even better. And that's kind of what I'm thinking is the best lineups right now. Now, in terms of what we can beat, and I should also comment, 3v3, you're going to want to run Dash, Vandal, L3 for defense. For offense, Dash, young Han, or young Lando, and Vandal for offense. You never want to put Hondo in there in threes, because on defense, Hondo doesn't revive from Vandal. So basically, it's only Dash reviving. You don't get as many bonuses. And you can kill him off straight away. Now, in terms of what it's beating, in TW you're beating Phasma, you're beating Grievous with the Droidica Omicron. You can beat some other stuff. I can't really. When you ask me on the spot, my brain doesn't work.
Well, there's no problem. I think I've seen you beat a Sith Empire team also. I think
yes, that was I've done it a few times now.
Yeah.
So I run Dash, Young Han, Vandor in 3v3. And I think in the last 2 3v3s, I've now faced Malgus 7 times, and I've max banned him 5 of them.
Well, guys, take notes, because now the master is speaking here.
So I just want to go out there and say the ones I max banned was either Malgus with, I think one of them was Malgus Sith Empire Trooper Marauder, one of them was Malgus Talon Sith Trooper, one of them was Malgus Talon Sith Marauder.
Yeah.
And then the 2 that I lost, one of them was a really bad lineup that I just put the game on auto and it just failed.
Yeah.
And the other one was 2 GACs ago, as of recording, obviously. I went in against Malgus DR Bastila, and I got it down to just Malgus. So it wasn't even like I was being completely outclassed. You can also use it to beat JML as well. Really super easy.
Well, that just sounds awesome. To be honest, I had never even thought that the Smuggler faction could be this good. But yeah, as you said, if it beats a lot of like meta teams, as you say, like Malgus, and like you have a great success up against him. I think at least in 3v3. How is it in 5v5 when we're speaking about Grand Arena?
So in Grand Arena for 5v5, I will be honest, I haven't done much Malgus testing.
Okay.
In 5v5, if Malgus has his unique Omicron, he spreads too much doubt. And the whole reason it works is because Young Han's in here and he's ramping. Every time he takes a term of protection up, he gains 10% offense stacking. But doubt prevents buffs and it gets very, very dicey. You can run Hondo. If you have Hondo's Omicron, this is where you would potentially remove Young Han or Young Lando. And you bring Hondo in, and then you can still beat Malgus in 5s. It's just a little bit different. I do want to quickly jump in and say, though, for 3v3, as we're in 3v3s now, you can run Dash, Lando, Vandor, and beat JML as well. Like, that's a perfectly good counter.
JML?
Yeah, JML, yeah.
Oh my god, I know I know Astro on my side is not gonna be happy to hear that about that, but hey, it is what it is. Game's the game.
JML's AI is kind of a bit like, he doesn't like to target Vandal.
Okay.
And Young Han will just, in the end, like Dash dazes JML. They can't do the event special, not the event special, but the lead special. And then Young Lando and Young Han just rip him apart. It's kind of fun.
So basically, Young Han is like a mini Lord Vader. He just keeps on ramping, and eventually he just kills everyone off.
Basically, and that's where, like, unfortunately, you're not gonna see success if your Young Han's like gear 12 or below. Like, you do like. I wouldn't say you need like Relic 9. I wouldn't say you need Relic 8, but I'd say like Relic 5, 6, or 7. You probably do want. And then you can start beating these teams. But anything lower than that, of course, he's not going to hit hard. The other thing is you do need to mod him well. Like you can't just throw on bad mods. Like, I'm not saying he has to be god mods like mine, but he has to at least have some sort of modding on him, and then he'll start doing some fun stuff.
Yeah, sounds nice, bro. Well, let's move on, shall we, for the next question?
Yeah, go for it.
So here we have another question for Astro, from Astro, I mean, not for Astro. Okay, since Dash is an R5 or R7 requirement, and Young Lando and L3 are obtained at Relic 5 from the new Lightspeed bundles, what Relic levels should an average player aim for Young Han and Vandor Chewie to make it a viable team? Are there any benchmark stats like speed to aim for or something like that, maybe offense also?
That is a great question. So the first thing is, if you're going to run Dash at all, he needs to be fast. So Dash gives himself 20 speed. And for example, my Dash on my main account is 345, which makes it 365. I don't think you need to be that quick. I would say aim for about 300 to 320 as a benchmark. If you can get him this fast, he's going to be outspeeding teams, because you're going to notice very quickly one of the very common counters people can use is actually Imperial Troopers. if you have it on defense. Because if they go before you, they remove your turn meter, they just kill you off, they kill Vandal first, and you're going to have a bad time. But you can stop this by just making dash fast. So it's your first thing. The second thing is, in terms of relic levels, like I said earlier, Young Han doesn't have to be Relic 7. He doesn't have to be Relic 8, doesn't have to be Relic 9. You can also just sub him for Hondo, but obviously you're never going to hear that from me, right? But I would say Relic 5. Relic 5 for Young Han. Vandal, I think he's the one that needs the high relic. If you're going to take anyone up to R7, R8, or R9, it's Vandal. Because if Vandal dies, the team dies. And that's the big thing about this. I mean, I used to run him at Relic 5 fine, but I've been beating the better teams ever since he's gone higher, and I have him Relic 9. I'm not saying you need that, but I'm just saying, like, it's not bad. Now, in terms of the modding, now, here's the thing. It does change. In Grand Arena, you just want as high health as possible. Don't worry about anything else. In Territory Wars, so if you're modding him for all game modes, you do need to make sure you're not modding him for any protection. And a reason for this is he has the prepared buff. The prepared buff is on all the Smuggler characters, like the solo film characters, right?
Yeah.
Now, whenever Vandal gains to max protection, so he recovers 10% protection whenever anyone is attacked, right? Where is it? Oh, give me 1 second. I need to actually look at this kit. So, if any ally took damage from an attack and Chewbacca did not, he recovers protection equal to 10% of his max health, and other scoundrels recover half of that. And whenever he recovers to full, he gains prepared. So this is how he keeps prepared outside of Grand Arena. And you want him to be very low protection and very high health, because then he's going to go up a lot quicker. So, for example, my Vandal is 134,000 health, 77,000 protection. So every turn someone gets hit, he's recovering, 13,000? So, like, in 4 or 5 hits, he's going to have prepared back, and that's how you kind of keep the loop going. That's why he can beat Phasma in TW. So he's also very important for that low protection, high health modding. Like I said, if you're going to run him in GAC, it's not as important. A young Lando, mod this guy for offense. He has the highest damage modifier on his hot hand ability. It's like 32,000 damage modifier. Which is like double Young Han's. It's crazy. Yeah,
I didn't know about that, to be honest.
Yeah, I think Young Han's damage modifier is like 15,000. Young Lando's is like well over 30,000. He can hit really hard, so you want to mod him for as high offense as possible. Potency's nice because he can inflict ability blocks. Again, Relic 5, just leave him at Relic 5, no problem there. And then L3, Relic 5, you can leave him. And then if you decide to go down the Quill and IG route, then Relic 5. This is for optimal. Now, I will be honest though, for those of you who are earlier game, maybe you're not in, Erodium or Kyber or whatnot, you can probably get away with the team, like just Vandal, Young Han, Dash, or Vandal. Well, I mean, most of you can have L3 now when Young Lando done, but you can get away with the lower gear. But like for the most part, I'd say it is a team that does benefit from relics.
Well, just from talking about my own experience, I use just Dan, and I use my Vandal Chewie, and I don't know. Sometimes I just throw in a random smuggler, and I'm actually able to beat some funny things in JCs. So, man, the faction is actually really great, and I think I'm actually gonna start to gearing up these guys. And now I already have Young Lando at Relic 5, so maybe I just need to mod him correctly. I need to check out one of your videos to see how to mod him. And then also I need to get Young Han up and running, because like having another faction that can beat a lot of meta teams and doing great in JCs, Territory Wars is great to have on your roster.
Just remember though, like I said, I'm not someone who's gonna go out there and say don't do Young Han, because he's a big part of my channel. He's a big part of why I love this game. But if you are someone who's a little bit more tight on resources, you can still use Hondo. Hondo is needed for Afra. Hondo will be Relic 5 anyway. If you do really want to do it, you can. But just bear in mind, Young Han is needed for TB anyway. He's got a mission. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Corellia. So it's up to you guys. It's up to you.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Okay, let's move on to another question. I think you've answered the questions really, really good. so far. At least we'll see. Well, this is not a question regarding anything about Smugglers faction. This is just a question regarding Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes in general. So, if you could choose one character that would come to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, who would it be and why?
Oh man, do you know who I would really, really like to see? Now I'm gonna butcher his name, aren't I? And I know who he is. I think it's Commander. Pyre. Pyre? Is that how I say him? The First Order guy. He's like the Golden Stormtrooper.
Yeah.
You might have seen him before. I would like to see him come to the game. I would also like to see. Google him. Make sure that I'm.
Yeah, I need to see. What do you say, Commander Pyre?
Yeah, like Pyre, I think.
Okay.
I hope I said his name right. Take a look in.
Let's see. Yeah, Commander Pyre.
He's like a gold.
Yeah, it's like a golden stormtrooper or First Order trooper. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he'd be a really, really cool Phasma lifter. Like a really, really cool Phasma lifter.
Yeah.
So fun fact, because we're all about fun facts here. I've been quite open about it. I do enjoy the sequel films. I know some people hate them.
Yeah.
I kind of enjoy them. And that's why I'd like to see, like, I would like to see the First Order faction just be a little bit better. Yeah. Like, right now, you know, we have, like, especially with the way the game's working, they're boosting every team, right?
Yeah.
The Phasma team is still trash. Like, complete, like, okay, in Territory War it's good, but outside of Territory War it's awful. It's really, really bad. So I would like to see some sort of Phasma lifter. What else would I like to see? Man, I mean, I would like to see Trench get a capital ship, but I think that's not really...
But I think that might be coming now in 2024.
Yeah.
It feels like at least they're moving towards a little bit more Galactic Republic, Clone Wars era, especially now since Marauder is released.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Out of the blue, so maybe we'll see some more Clone Wars action.
Who else is there that we could see added? I mean, do you know what would be really cool? I would love to see like a Geonosian Brood Queen or whatever. That's not Brood, but just Geonosian Queen. That would be really cool. Like almost like a Jabba style for the Separatists. That would be really cool.
Yeah, that could be really nice actually.
Otherwise, I mean, there's so many characters I could go on for a long time, but like those are just a couple that I would like to see. Great question.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's like I have some myself that I would like to see, but it's just more related to maybe I don't even know the word in English. Like the what's it called? Yeah, screw it. It doesn't matter. At least I have some, but it's more like fan favorites for me. Like now when we saw Ahsoka, we saw World Between Worlds Anakin. I think that would be a crazy guy to have in the game, but I know like taking him into the game and making him anything other than a galactic legend is just that would just be wrong. But yeah, I'm more on that route to maybe get a like Legends Luke also would be pretty nice to see.
Ooh.
Just something crazy, you know, something like a tier above the galactic legends. You know what I'm saying, man?
Yeah, that would be good.
That would be really crazy. Maybe if you want to get those characters, you have to have all of the galactic legends unlocked. But yeah, I'm more for those type of guys. But I'm up for anything. You know, like as you say, Commander Pierre would be nice to have for the First Order. I think also maybe I would like to see maybe some sort of a lifter unit towards SLKR. But I think it's also hard because if you boost him too hard, it's just gonna wreck everything because of the damage he's getting out there. So. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see, I guess. Let's see if there were any more questions. I think, how to mod the best smuggler team. I think you've already answered that question, right?
Yep.
But let's just do one last question then. So, this one is from me. So, if you do not have Dash Render unlocked and up and running, who is the best smuggler leader to have for your squad? I think it's only Kira that has a lead on her.
In terms of the actual smugglers, it is going to be Kira.
Yeah.
But in terms of if we're opening it a little bit to scoundrels, then it'll probably be like Bam.
Yeah.
because you could kind of run Bam, Chewie, Han. I mean, that's already kind of a team. Man, I'll be honest, I don't think Smugglers would be worth running if you don't have Dash. I think it's a great question. Kira lead isn't terrible. I mean, Kira is actually really good with Nest.
Yeah.
But I just think if you don't have Dash, I wouldn't really be worrying about these guys.
Well, okay, but that sounds good, bro. Because I've been just going through the Smugglers faction a little bit, just looking through what I have and whatnot, and I could only see that I only have Kira. So I was a little bit, if I want to use Dash, what should I do with the rest if I don't have Kira? But I guess that answers my question then.
Yeah, Kira isn't bad to have as a second team.
Yeah,
but you can run her with Hondo. You can run like Kira, Hondo, and Nest and whatnot. Personally, they go unused for me. But obviously, I'm fighting to get into Kyber 1 right now. So I'm not gonna lie, using Kira is like really low down on my priority list. But maybe for someone who's like Chromium or below, I mean, I can understand there being a reason to use her.
Yeah. Okay then, bro. Well, I think that's everything. At least if you do not want to add anything else.
No, I think it's everything.
Well then, big thank you to you, brother, for coming here to my channel and doing a video with me. I really do appreciate it, and I do think my subscribers are gonna enjoy it a lot as well.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
Yeah, and let's see, maybe we can do something more in the future. But until then, guys, have a good day, night, afternoon, or whatever time in the world it might be for you guys. And bye from me and Glurmit.
Thanks. See you later.